once again, everyone, weather for Weather Geeks time on this Tuesday evening. Hope you are having a decent enough Tuesday. The weather wasn't so great today. Kind of damp and drizzly and chillier than it has been, but when you consider our average high still only 33, hey, we did a little better than that today, so, you know, it could be a lot worse here in the dead of winter, that much is for sure. Thought I'd start out this evening with the temperature trace. Over the last 20 hours, nothing real exciting here. Just interesting how flatlined it has been. Temperatures barely moved all day today. It's actually about as warm now as it's been all day. We ticked up to 38 at the airport during the 7 o'clock hour. So it's been kind of one of those days where things didn't change a whole lot. And as expected, we've seen a resurgence of the mist and drizzle out there this evening. There's a live look outside at 7:10 p.m. in Boardman on our Window World weather camera. We'll head up into Trumbull County and Niles, and yeah, pavement's wet. It's one of those deceiving radar evenings. If you pick up your Storm Tracker 21 interactive radar, it's not going to show much this evening. This is all falling underneath the radar beam out of very low clouds. The radar beam overshoots this real light precipitation oftentimes, and that certainly is the case out there this evening. Let's take a look at the country as a whole. Two storms. One, the big nor'easter, up off the coast of Massachusetts, continues to pound interior New England with a mixed bag of precip and some snow, and a cold rain and a gusty wind for New York City, heading up to Boston as well. The other low pressure system is out here across the middle of the country. This is associated with the change in air mass that will occur here over the next couple of days as this advances east. And in the meantime, winter storm warnings, pretty good snowstorm out here across parts of Iowa, South Dakota, Nebraska, parts of Minnesota as well. Pretty good temperature contrast on either side of this storm. It's 67 in Oklahoma City, but 36 in Dodge City. And so this is a strengthening storm. It's going to start dragging the cold air east. So these 60s and 70s in places like Oklahoma City and Dallas won't last too long. Here's where the real cold air is. And again, this isn't anything crazy for January. It can get a lot colder in this part of the country in January. But this is where our air mass will come from as we go through the next couple of days. First thing we're going to see is rain showers. Now, we could see a spotty shower as early as mid-afternoon Wednesday, but it'll be real isolated. I think the showers are more likely towards evening into parts of the overnight. And then we will transition into some snow showers on Thursday, probably getting going in earnest by mid-morning. I think temperatures are above freezing Thursday, so any accumulations, and there could be some, will be on non-paved surfaces. I could see where someone gets a half an inch or so worth of snow, maybe enough to cover the grass in some places. You might have to brush off your car top, that sort of thing, but the roads will be just fine on Thursday. Now, Thursday night and heading into Friday could be a little bit of a different story as temperatures drop below freezing and snow showers continue. So here's a look at our Futurecast model, again showing the rain showers tomorrow evening into parts of the overnight, and then the snow showers set up on Thursday. Temperatures go nowhere Thursday, or it'll be kind of like today, actually. We'll stop in the mid-30s in the morning and stay in the mid-30s generally all day. Good news in that we're staying above freezing, so again, not concerned about the roads, but it's going to be a windy, cold day. Wind chills will be in the 20s, and snow showers will be flying. And as we go into Friday and the weekend, now this won't be a great traditional lake effect setup, in that there won't be a lot of these individual really heavy bands coming off the lake that are purely a result of the lake being there. This is going to be more of a lake enhancement kind of a setup, at least for Thursday and Friday. There might be a little more traditional lake effect over the weekend, but Thursday and Friday, this will be more, these bands will get a little extra boost from the lake, but they would be there even if Lake Erie and the other Great Lakes weren't there. Bottom line for our weather is there'll be flurries and snow showers around, and I could see where there's some modest additional accumulations Friday and heading into the upcoming weekend. And up in the primary snow belt, Geauga Lake, Ashtabula, over to Erie, over the weekend, some of these bands can drop a handful of inches of snow. I don't think we're going to see that kind of thing in our viewing area. Wind chills by Thursday afternoon, mid-20s. Wind chills by Friday afternoon, lower 20s, with air temperatures struggling up above 30 or 31. I think the worst of the wind chills will be over the weekend. Saturday's wind chills might not be much better than the mid-teens, maybe 20 or so. Air temperatures Saturday 30 to 31 at best as we start the upcoming weekend. So winter is coming back, that is for sure. All right, let's talk about the weekend a little bit more. Again, scattered snow showers. You're going to see these blue blobs. They don't tell you a lot, but notice our isobars are still packed together pretty tightly. So I think we're going to see gusty winds. It's gonna feel like winter over the weekend. It could be a lot worse though. This is not the mother lode of harsh Arctic air by any stretch of the imagination. And as we go into early next week, I think this general pattern continues right into Monday. Scattered flurries, scattered snow showers, cold, gusty winds. There might be a system middle of the week that drags in some warmer air here on Tuesday, and might have a little precipitation with it. But any warm-up with that might be pretty short-lived. I kind of suspect we're going to go back into a chilly-ish pattern towards the end of next week. And you'll see that here in the European model temperatures over the next 16 days. Notice we kind of peak in the lower 50s tomorrow and then backtrack back to below average by a few degrees by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Brief spike Tuesday, and then a little bit chillier again for the end of next week. But you don't see any sort of horrific Arctic cold here, the kind of cold that we can see excuse me, in late January, early February. It's just not going to come in this kind of pattern. Our source region, even though it's northern central Canada, there's the air up there is not going to be super cold. So, we're not looking for any sort of pattern anytime soon that's going to result in lows below zero and that sort of thing. Just not going to happen. All right, I've been talking about the February forecast lately. A little exercise I did today is to kind of show what has happened in the past in Februaries after Januaries. They're kind of like this one. This map looks at a composite of all the Februaries that followed pretty warm Januaries, and not top 5 warm Januaries. This January is going to end up being between 10th and 15th warmest. So I looked at those years in particular. Interestingly enough, the Februaries following the Januaries kind of in that 10 to 15th warmest, not the top 10, but 10 to 15. The composite result here is a chilly looking map. Not to say every year was cold, but there were more cold years than warm years, or warm Februaries, I should say. When we look at historically dry Januaries, snow-free Januaries like this one, our snowfall total will be well below average for January. What happened in February in all those years? You can see the list at the top there. Most recently, 1995 was a relatively snow-free January. Again, temperatures in the following February averaged out to be a little bit on the chilly side. So that's, kind of the analog method. Now, our computer modeling for this year is showing temperatures that might be close to average, maybe even a little above average for the month. My gut feeling on February, and we'll come out with an official forecast late this week, early next week. Gut feeling on February is it's actually colder than January, but not super cold. In fact, it might even still be a little above average. But January is going to end up being about 5 degrees above average. February might be more like 1 or 2. So a little bit closer to average, but not super cold is my gut feeling for February. We'll do the official forecast later on. Thanks for watching tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you tonight, 21 News at 11. Hope you have a great rest of this Tuesday night.